Hey, what's going on, guys? So I'm taking off in about 2 weeks to the Philippines, and I've been getting some questions about where I like to go fly into. Some people have been asking me, do I like to go into Cebu? Do I like to go into Manila? And I'm going to answer this question in this episode. So if you guys got any questions you'd like to add, definitely put them down below, and I'd love to make a video about it and help you guys out with any questions or concerns you guys have. All right, so let's get right into it. So I've been into both airports, and I can easily tell you if I had a choice to go in between each airport, Cebu or Manila, I could easily say I would always choose Cebu Airport because it's just so easy and simple to go through that airport compared to going through Manila. It's the only airport I've ever been lost in, so it's like the biggest headache I've ever seen. It's ranked, I think, either third or fourth worst airport in the world, so it's not that great. And I've heard a lot of people saying once you get out of the airport of Manila, there's a lot of taxi drivers that will rip you off. And I can kind of say the same for Cebu. If you just walk outside and go to the first taxi driver that comes up to you saying, "Oh, I'll take you, I'll take you," don't go to that guy. Don't go to him. What you do is just keep on walking and go to the first taxi driver you see on the street and hop in with him. You'll pay about 3 times less, no joke. My first time in Cebu, I got out of the airport. I didn't really know what I was doing. So the taxi driver came up to me and he said, "Hey, I got all the prices right here. It'll cost you 500 pesos to go up to your hotel." And I thought, oh, well, that seems like an okay deal. It seems like a bit of distance away, and it seemed a little bit cheaper than what I'm used to. So I was like, oh, yeah, sure, sounds good. And then I got there, then I actually found out I paid probably double or almost 3 times as what I would have paid. So it definitely helps if you just walk past those guys, go straight to the road, watch the taxi drivers driving by, flag them down, get a taxi. Way easier. On the second time I went to Cebu, I kind of knew what I was doing, so I just walked right past all those guys that are trying to offer me rides and stuff like that, walked right to the roads, opened the door to a taxi, hopped in. Cost me 80 pesos to get to the hotel when it would have probably cost me 400 pesos. Also in Manila, it's a very big deal to always ask for putting the meter on, because if they say, oh, it's a fixed rate, it's a fixed rate, don't do it. It's gonna probably rip you off hardcore. So always say, oh, just go by the meter. And also, I usually always go by taxi if I do have to buy a ride, because even tricycles, you may think it should be cheaper, but most likely they're not gonna give you a good price. They're going to give you a shitty price. You're going to probably pay as much as a taxi, and it's going to be way more uncomfortable. So you really you're better off just getting a taxi, say by the meter. And normally everywhere else other than Manila, you don't have to say by the meter. Like every taxi I've ever been in, I just hopped in, they turned the meter on, away we go. So the only reason why I would go to Manila is this reason, why I'm going this time, is because if you're trying to get a connecting flight to somewhere else, you're gonna have an easier time getting a connecting flight from Manila. Because say you're like me and you're going to somewhere like Bacolod or maybe Tacloban or something, then you're gonna have an easier connecting flight. If you go to Cebu, then you're probably gonna wait a bit longer or something to get that connecting flight to go off somewhere else. But if you're only going to, let's say, the Visayas and Cebu is kind of your entry point, then there's literally no reason to go through Manila. If you're coming in through Cebu and you're going to the Visayas and you're going to Bohol or Siquijor or Cebu Island or Negros, then it can kind of be your base point and you can go check out Cebu City for 3 days. I'd say that's all you really want to see Cebu for, and go out and see the rest of the islands and stuff like that. And it's kind of a good base point to go see all the rest of the stuff from. I'll explain what happens when you get off the plane. You walk down the ramp, take a turn, walk down another ramp. There's your immigrations. Do your immigration things. Walk to security. They don't do any security there. They just say, have a good time. And you say, okay, salamat. And then there you go, you're off. So my opinion is, if you have a choice and you can go to Cebu over Manila, do so. It is so much easier. So this is going to be the first time flying into Manila, so you guys can check that out. I'm going to be documenting the whole thing. Probably going to be getting lost and asking lots of questions around there and trying to find my way. So that should be fun, so stay tuned and peace out, guys.